Alright, Geordie Prepper here, and welcome to another Wednesday Weekly World News. First of all, we're just going to look at the figures for coronavirus. This is collected from various sources on the BNO News website. There's currently 75,000, just over, confirmed cases worldwide, and of those, 2,011 fatalities. The big concern that I see is that every time this map is updated, there's always another dot. The cases which are appearing in other countries is still increasing. So this is definitely something to keep an eye on. Don't focus all your attention on this specifically. Certainly something still to be monitoring. Thankfully, the flashpoints which I personally thought would have raised by now of India and Africa, thankfully hasn't happened yet, but I think COVID-19 is going to be with us for quite a while now, regardless of whatever source you think it's came from. You know, this is something to be of concern about, but again, not to focus your entire attention on it, specifically to make any alterations to your routine, daily living routine just yet, I don't think. But again, just prep, get your supplies in case it does come to that point. Turning to the Middle East now, and Turkey's Erdogan has threatened imminent Syria operation. It seems like they might be wanting to go into the area of Syria of Idlib under the guise of chasing down terrorists, and you know, there is agreements which all parties have agreed which they could do that, but specifically it seems that they might be using this as a guise to put troops into this certain area of Syria. So Syria, you know, they're winning the war against the individuals that invaded the country. They are doing absolutely fine. And with allies like Russia, I don't think they specifically have asked for any help from other parties. So it seems like that Turkey might be going places where they're simply not wanted. And staying with the Middle East now, Iran has confirmed the first 2 cases of coronavirus for 2 old men. And it seems that these guys were from the same city, which is nearly 1 million people in it. And although we haven't seen flashpoints in areas where we might have expected it, it could still happen in other countries where there is a very high dense population. I'm unaware of any measures that Iran has taken as a country, but it seems that Iran already blocked all air traffic from Asia, which is a good step. And it looks like they've set aside a hospital specifically to deal with cases which are either suspected or confirmed to have COVID-19. So it seems like just these 2 things alone means that they're definitely prepared for this virus if it does occur in the country. And staying with Iran now, I think it's quite an interesting country personally. They are very independent and they're facing a lot of outside pressure, but they still seem to be holding quite strong. And right here they've built an oil rig and they seem to be taking a lot of steps in their industry to become completely independent, whether that's industry in the gas and oil areas or simply domestically. They produce a lot of produce which the country uses, and that goes from like on a street level up to their military. They produce a lot of their own weapons and defense systems within the country itself. I'd be very interested to know how many people in Syria and the Middle East and here in Iran are actually preppers, because you know, they're quite an independent country. The sanctions don't seem to bother them. I mean, obviously we don't get the full picture inside Iran, because it is under a certain amount of censorship, obviously. It does seem like they have a bit of mistrust to Western media. But again, you know, they've got an oil rig that they've built. There's a large gas refinery coming online out of a lot of Middle East countries, is very, very capable of sustaining itself. And, you know, obviously they're not completely cut off. They do receive aid from Russia, etc., like that. It's a good thing if countries are to a certain degree independent, because it protects them from fluctuations in the world stage. Ari, Geordie Prepper here. I hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment and subscribe and share the video too if you did. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down, and some constructive feedback is always welcomed. The Preppers Discord server is always available to talk to myself and other preppers about prepping and other relevant topics. My other social media is on screen now. You can follow me there, and I usually just use it to post when new videos are available. Don't forget to be safe and be prepared, and also check your preps.